In our last video, we explored the fascinating world of reincarnation and near-death experiences, uncovering how science and spirituality come together through facts and truths. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure to check it out. This video is a direct continuation. Now let's see the brief explanation of facts versus truths. Facts are proven by evidence. They're what we can verify, observe, and measure. Truths go deeper. They speak to what we feel, believe, and experience beyond the surface. Now let's explore two more powerful examples that blend facts and truths together. In a world full of mental noise, racing thoughts, and emotional overload, people are turning back to something ancient, something powerful: meditation. But not just any meditation. We're talking about mantra meditation, the sacred act of chanting sounds passed down for thousands of years. Sacred mantras have been used to calm the mind, heal the heart, and connect to the divine. But in the last 2 decades, something extraordinary has happened. Science started paying attention. Across labs, clinics, and meditation halls, researchers began to ask, can repeating sacred sounds like Hare Krishna, Om, or the Gayatri mantra actually change our brain and body? The answer is a resounding yes. This video brings together some of the most respected scientific studies, each showing how these mantras affect us physiologically, neurologically, and emotionally. From reducing stress hormones, to enhancing brainwave activity, to boosting mindfulness and emotional resilience, these aren't just ancient beliefs anymore. They're evidence-based insights supported by peer-reviewed research. So let's explore the proven power of mantra meditation and discover what truly happens when we chant sacred sounds. In today's Science Spotlight, we dive into some rigorous case studies proving that chanting the mantras deeply affects your body and mind. Let's look at a real study done by scientists, not in temples but in a clinical setting. In 2019, a team of researchers led by Dr. Lavanya Sekar published a powerful study in the Journal of Clinical and Diagnostic Research. They worked with 30 female nurses over a 6-week period, 15 of them in a chanting group and 15 in a control group. The chanting group recited the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra for 20 minutes daily. And here's what they found. The chanting group showed significant improvements in autonomic and stress markers, including an increase in parasympathetic tone, which means better nervous system balance, a lowered heart rate variability LF-HF ratio, reduced serum cortisol levels, and faster auditory and visual reaction times compared to the control group. The conclusion is that this study suggests that mantra chanting can induce relaxation and enhance cognitive performance in individuals under stress, even healthcare professionals working in high-pressure environments. Let's see the science behind the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, stress and burnout prevention. In 2020, another randomized controlled trial was conducted by Neva and colleagues, published in the journal Advances in Integrative Medicine. This time, the study involved 30 nurses, all working in high-pressure clinical environments. Over a period of 45 days, one group of nurses was instructed to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra daily. The other group continued with their regular routine. The results were striking. The intervention group, those who chanted, showed notably lower stress biomarkers after the 45-day period. This included a clear reduction in serum cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone, and a drop in salivary alpha amylase, an enzyme that rises when we're anxious or overwhelmed. Not only that, the researchers also observed improvements in some metabolic parameters, suggesting that mantra meditation has deeper physiological impacts beyond just the nervous system. The authors concluded that Maha Mantra chanting is more than just spiritual. It's a simple, economical, and highly effective tool to help alleviate stress and prevent burnout, especially in demanding professions like healthcare. In their words, a spiritual intervention like Hare Krishna chanting can bring measurable healing to the modern mind and body. Did you know that scientists have studied not just Hare Krishna, but also the effects of chanting Om and the Gayatri mantra? These aren't just ancient sounds, they're now part of real scientific studies. Let's explore two powerful findings that prove how mantras reshape the mind. The power of Om Niyorn, published in the journal Applied Psychophysiology and Biofeedback. In 2018, researchers Harney and Hiwale conducted an EEG-based pilot study with 23 participants. Their goal is to measure what happens in the brain when people chant Om out loud. So they asked the participants to chant loud Om for 30 minutes and monitor their brain waves before and after. The result is a significant increase in theta wave power, which is a reliable signature of deep relaxation. Theta waves are the same waves your brain enters during calm meditative states and early sleep. This means even beginners, just by chanting Om for 30 minutes, were able to shift their brain into a more peaceful, inward state. The conclusion was clear. Om isn't just symbolic, it's neurologically real. It helps the brain slow down, de-stress, and enter deeper states of awareness. Now let's look at one of the oldest Vedic mantras, the Gayatri Mantra. In 2024, researcher Tripathi and team conducted a 40-day intervention study on college-aged participants. Every day, the participants practiced Gayatri Mantra chanting. When the researchers compared their results before and after the 40 days, they found stress, anxiety, and depression had significantly decreased and levels of mindfulness had clearly increased. This wasn't a vague spiritual report, it was statistically significant data published in a peer-reviewed journal in September 2024. In simple terms, the Gayatri Mantra helped young adults gain emotional balance, reduce mental tension, and become more present. The final thought of these studies show that mantra chanting, whether it's Om or Gayatri, isn't just about tradition, it's about transformation, and now science agrees. So whether you're a beginner or a lifelong seeker, these sounds are powerful tools for mental health and emotional healing. The fact is, the modern neuroscience now confirms what the ancients knew. Meditation, especially through mantra chanting, physically transforms the brain, lowers stress hormones like cortisol, boosts emotional stability, and increases mindfulness. But the truth is, across yoga, Vedanta, and Buddhist traditions, meditation isn't just a therapy, it's a path to self-realization, inner awakening, and divine connection. These practices were never meant just to treat stress, they were meant to reveal the soul. When science meets spirit, we find not just healing, but transcendence. Together, these findings reveal that mantra meditation is both a healing practice and a doorway to deeper truth. Now we move to example 4, and it's one of the most visually stunning and mind-opening topics, that is sacred geometry and the universe. What if the entire cosmos, from galaxies to flowers, was designed with a hidden code? What if that code wasn't random but intentional? Now we'll look from the both sides. The fact is what science says about the golden ratio and its appearance in nature and the universe. And the truth, how Sanātana Dharma sees sacred geometry as a divine signature etched into the very structure of creation. Let's begin. Now we see the fact. One of the most astonishing discoveries in science is the appearance of the golden ratio. Also known as phi, its value is 1618 across countless natural structures. From the spirals of galaxies, to the pattern of sunflower seeds, to the proportions of the human face and DNA helix, the golden ratio keeps showing up. Biologists have found phi in the growth patterns of plants and the symmetry of living organisms. Astronomers see it in the orbital relationships of planets, and mathematicians in the Fibonacci sequence, which converges to phi over time. Even seashells, hurricanes, pine cones, and the branching of trees follow geometric ratios so precise they appear designed, not random. Science doesn't deny it. Phi is everywhere. Now let's see what the truth is. According to Sanātana Dharma, the universe is not random. It is cosmically designed by Sri Bhagavan, Vishnu, the Supreme Consciousness, who manifests creation through perfect order, proportion, and symmetry. In Vedic philosophy, the structure of the universe is described in precise mathematical and geometric terms. Seen in the construction of yantras like the Sri Yantra, mandalas, temple architecture, and even in Natya Shastra, where proportions reflect divine balance. Sacred geometry is understood as Shastra codified evidence of divine intelligence, a blueprint laid out by Lord Vishnu, Brahma, or Shiva, depending on the tradition. The Sri Yantra, a sacred diagram used in Tantric and Vedic worship, contains interlocking triangles that encode complex mathematical relationships. When properly drawn, the central geometry of the Sri Yantra reveals proportions extremely close to the golden ratio. Scholars and researchers like Dr. Subhash Kak have analyzed the geometry of the Sri Yantra and shown that the ratio between the outer square and inner triangle approaches for 1.618. In Vastu Shastra, Vedic architecture, ideal proportions are recommended for constructing altars, homes, and temples. Though not called golden ratio, the recommended ratios like 5, 8, 8, 13, 13, 21 follow the Fibonacci sequence, which converges to phi. The Shulba Sutras, like Baudhayana Shulba Sutra, contain early references to geometric constructions, including diagonals and square roots. Though Fibonacci is not mentioned by name, the recursive structure of natural proportions and patterns in Vedic altar designs reflect Fibonacci-like growth. Fibonacci numbers 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13 lead to F as the ratio of successive terms. Symbolic connection with nature in the Vedas. The Rig Veda and Upanishads often describe the universe, creation, and the human body in harmonic, proportionate, and spiral structures. While the number is not named, the underlying philosophy of cosmic order supports the presence of divine proportions in all creation. So, before we end, let's reflect on what these both examples truly reveal. Modern science confirms that meditation, especially mantra chanting, reduces stress, reshapes the brain, and enhances emotional well-being. But the deeper truth is that in ancient traditions, chanting was never just a mental practice. It was a divine connection, a way to awaken the soul. Similarly, while the golden ratio appears repeatedly in nature and the universe, suggesting mathematical harmony, spiritual traditions reveal it as the signature of divine intelligence, a pattern that reflects cosmic design, not random chance. Together, these examples show how facts explain the surface, but truths reveal the soul beneath it. We made this with great effort and heart. If you found it valuable, please share it with your friends and family. More spiritual videos coming soon. Stay connected.